And welcome into yet another edition of Panther Pride. Chad Barnett, your host, alongside head coach of the Wellborn Panthers, Jeff Smith, coming off a big week. Well, I guess it's your week 9.
Right.
I get confused. I was talking to somebody on Friday night. Week 8, week 9, because some weeks, it just this whole thing is kind of throwing everybody off a little bit this year.
Absolutely, it is. For some people, this coming week will be their last regular season game. For others, they have another week after that.
Now, you guys do not play in week 10,
right.
specifically speaking, with the high school football season, because you have the week 1 you played, so you will have that bye coming up before the first round of the playoffs,
right.
which you guys will be going to. Clinched a 6th straight playoff berth last Friday night with a win over Asheville, Coach.
Very proud of it, we've got this game coming up. If we win this game coming up, that'll be our 42nd win in 6 years. In the 6 previous years, Wellborn only won 12 football games. So we're very proud of that accomplishment. Very proud of the hard work the coaches and the players, and of course all our boosters and benefit fund people have put into making this happen.
Have you explained to your players the significance of 6 straight years, because they're probably seniors and this is just the norm to what you do now because they've been doing it since the 7th grade, but have you explained to them the significance of 6 straight playoff berths?
Well, we have. The 6 straight years, this is the first generation that's ever went through school at Wellborn have made it, 7 through 12, been a part of the playoffs. That's never happened in our school history before. So, again, we let our kids know that and how big this has been for them.
So it was a big night on Friday night. You put up 50 in the win, again, against Asheville. And I guess the question last time we met was, you guys were coming off the loss to Piedmont, wondering how the team would respond. You said you were going to find out the next week and maybe even sooner than that. I think they responded pretty well, Coach.
They did. They're getting better, and our team is getting a lot better. And we got better against Piedmont, believe it or not. We had those turnovers and did some things that we normally don't do. But we had our offensive line, but they played a lot better against Piedmont, and they really played better this week against Asheville. And Asheville didn't have a very good team, but the thing that we did that I was proud of, we didn't get down there and make a bunch of mistakes with them. We went out there and played real solid and good, and we was able to play everybody on the team that night.
Is it harder to get up for a game like Asheville because it's a little further away? Crowd may not be as excited. They may not be as good, quote unquote, as some of the other teams you play. So is it hard to get up for that game, and on top of the fact of coming off of last week's loss?
Well, now we travel well. The Wellborn faithful, they come out wherever we go, whether we go all the way to South Alabama or North Alabama or just over to Asheville, and they're going to come support the team. They've always done that, and they do a great job of that. The players, what we've explained to them is we're trying to get better ourselves, and they really took that to heart this week and did it.
Anything stand out to you about the game? Anybody's in particular, their performance?
We had a lot of good performances. I tell you, I was just pleased with how we blocked and tackled in the game. I thought we were and we were aggressive, and that's Wellborn football. We're the ones that wear the black helmet and the black jersey, and we want to be the ones that's going to go out there and out-hit people.
So as we win this game, we got one more left on the regular season schedule before you ramp down for that week and head into the playoffs. What are you guys looking for to fix before all this big final stretch comes up?
Well, we chase perfection, but we never get to it. So there's always things to improve on. There was a few plays that we got to work on, our 2-point play, that we've got to get better at that. I didn't think we was real good on that. We got out of our lane a couple times on the kickoff team. We got to fix that. So there's always things to fix to get better the next week, but we will. The kids have got real good attitudes right now, and they want to get better. And all the goals that we set for ourselves are still out there to get. And now we just got to keep taking it one week at a time, keep getting better each and every day we go out there, and I think we'll get to it.
So we'll see the highlights of Friday night's win over the Asheville Bulldogs when we return. You're watching Panther Pride right here on TV 24. Back into the Week 9 edition of Panther Pride, talking about the win last Friday night over the Asheville Bulldogs on the road. And Coach, before we get to the highlights, explain something, maybe how the pregame went with you guys. What were you stressing heading into this contest?
Well, Friday morning, I sat the team down after we had our prayer breakfast, and we just talked about what was ahead of us for the season and what this game coming up meant and what the next week meant, and then how our road through the playoffs could go. And I really think the players took it to heart and listened to what I was saying. And, you know, then we went out there and we do a little walkthrough on Friday morning. We had a good walkthrough. And then when we went over there to play, we had that good focus it takes to play in a football game. You know, football, like any other sport, if you're not really zoned in and focused to play it, you're fixing to get beat. You know, because when contact is involved, you know, anything can happen. And I thought we were real focused and really into it, and we really went out there and started the game off well and continued to play well basically the whole time we had our first team in there.
Well, let's check out the highlights of the game last Friday night as you guys traveled the long way over to Asheville. It's kind of in the middle. If you take a left at nowhere, that's where it's at.
Well,
it's out there.
It is.
Definitely.
We had the opening kickoff there, and they turned it over, and we was able to get the opening kickoff on a turnover and ran our first play there, and Kevin ran it real well. And here we come out here and ran a pass here and hit hit one of our backs out of the backfield.
I think that was Tigner, I think.
Well, that was the tight end that we hit on that play. And then right here, I was a play ahead right there, and then we hit a back out of the backfield right here and got ahead 6-0.
So up 6-0, 2-point conversion, no good. So you guys are back here on defense and looking really strong here.
Played well on defense. It was Corey knocking down a pass right there. And I tell you, Corey playing defensive end is so athletic. And here, Landon, you know, we hit a post down the middle of the field here, and Jordan Montgomery comes up with a big catch right there over the opponent. And it really looked good on the play. Here comes Kevin again on a handoff sweep play, and he's coming running and you know, trying to get those extra yards.
So first and goal inside the 10 now.
And we got right here, Landon rolls out right there, and we thought he got close to the line of scrimmage, but he didn't get it. And then Corey catches the ball and carries it in right there. Now we're up 12-0.
So again, still going for the 2-point conversions. It's 12-0 now and more defense.
That play right there before we didn't see right there is where you saw Jake take on that block and really did a good job shucking him out of there, and then DJ filled that hole. Here we run one of our sweep plays right here to Kevin right there, and he's coming down the sideline fighting for extra yards. Here we go. We got Jordan Montgomery coming on a inside run play, and again Jordan's really playing well, and I like to see Kevin right there. He's got that ball nice and high and tight right there running it. And
hand on the back of the guard too as he's pulling.
Absolutely right there. And that's Dalton Epps too right there. Boy, he has really come on for us. He starting the year off right there. He was a backup fullback, and now he's one of our starting guards. Here Landon makes another good throw right here and hits Jordan on a crossing route right here for another touchdown.
So 2-point conversion is good. Still back on track, up 20-0.
Right, and then right here
did you get a piece of that? We
thought we did, and they called us for roughing the kicker right there. But you know, you see how the ball went right there. It's pretty obvious that we tipped it. But anyway, they got their first down off of that right there, and then we went back on defense and running to the ball, gang tackling. It looks very good.
Into the first quarter, same score.
Then they come up here and they ran a play that we really didn't prepare for going into the game right there, and then we had to make some adjustments on the fly there to fix that, and we did. And right there, Jake was close right there to intercepting a hot pass that they threw.
Got a lot of hands on a ball tonight from what I saw.
Right there, they did a screen, and DJ Roden played that as good as you could right there, and then he comes right back, and we run a trap play right there, and here he comes down the field right there, and you know, he got caught from behind right there, so we'll have to get him a little extra work right there so he don't get caught anymore.
Well, it's probably he was tired from the play before whenever he made the play.
Well, we got to get him a little better shape then. So Corey there catches a good pass right there for another touchdown pass.
That is a big man to run into.
That is. Jamicio Wilson is a sophomore, and he has gotten better and better. And with this weather breaking right there, we told him the other day, said, Jamicio, this is your type of weather now, you know. So he has really played well in the game too. Here they caught us on a pass right there. They got behind us. But the good thing I thought is they got the ball here on the 12-yard line, and and then we really bowed up here and didn't let them in. And here we put Kadarius Weatherly in at defensive back to try to work on getting a little more depth back there, and he did a good job knocking the pass down. And then we went into our 2-minute drill, and you can see Jordan right here caught our tunnel screen here, and boy, he's doing all kinds of stuff with it coming down the field.
That's fantastic footwork right there.
And he's a 10th grader. And then Landon has a good strike right down here to Corey, and I think we get the ball down there on like the 12-yard line. And then we ended up throwing it right over here and hit Corey again on a different pass, and we scored right before the half. I think there was 3 seconds left on the clock when we scored again, and then we got our extra point.
So it is 33-0 at the half. Coach, I mean, it's, all things considered, it's a fairly near perfect half. I know you're a coach, you're going to find mistakes, but for a fan's perspective or somebody watching, it was pretty perfect.
It was. We had 3 2-point conversions that we didn't capitalize on right there, so we left 6 points out there. That was really the only thing offensively that we didn't accomplish that we wanted to. And then on our kickoff team, like I said, we kicked off a lot, and there was a couple times we got out of our lane, and it wasn't getting out of our lane. It was aggressive getting out of their lane. They're trying to get out of their lane and go and make the tackle right there, but they left a hole, and we've got to fix that this week.
So really the key that from what I'm pulling from what you're saying is special teams may have not had hit on all cylinders in that game, and that's something that's going to need to be, shored up before the playoffs roll around.
Well, when you get into the playoffs, you've got to have everything hitting on all cylinders. And I tell you what, the thing that I like about this team, I still feel like our best game is still out there. We have not played our best game yet. I remember when in 2012, it was when actually Judd was a senior. We played Game 4 and played Fultondale at Wellborn, and it upset them when they had Darius Stewart. And that game, what we played is about as good a football game as you could play, and we never got back to that the rest of the year. We peaked at Game 4 in 2012. Well, we haven't peaked yet, So if we will just keep on working, keep improving, and keep that attitude, and take it 1 week at a time, then we're going to be able to get in the playoffs and make some noise.
So the halftime is 33-0. We'll check out the second half highlights when we return. You're watching Panther Pride right here on TV 24. Back inside the Week 9 edition of Panther Pride, Coach of the Wellborn Panthers, Jeff Smith, and I talking about the highlights of last Friday night's game. Coach, you go into half up 33-0. What's your rule of thumb? What number are you getting to? What's the process of getting the other guys in there?
What we wanted to do is go out there and, we were going to receive the kick. We wanted to get the ball and drive it down the field and score. Let our defense go out there and get a stop, okay, and then let everybody play. And that's what we were able to do. And and there again too, we were able to play everybody that we dressed out. And that game experience on Friday night's invaluable. We play a full B team schedule, but the experience that they get Friday night out there with the lights on and with the big crowd, it's invaluable. And as soon as we can get our younger guys into play, we try to do that because it helps us down the road.
Before we get to the highlights, I just wanted to ask this question. I know coaches probably have done it for years and years and years. What's too early for you to start bringing in the younger kids? Is the first half too early, no matter what the score? Or
not necessarily. I mean, it just depends on how the game's going. You just get it by feel.
Yeah.
And another thing. Well, I tell you what, when I put the young guys in this game right there, I was thinking to myself, did I do it too early? Because we didn't have a good start with our younger guys, but then they picked it up as they went.
Gotcha.
And finish the game pretty good. But a time period when to put them in, it kind of goes on how the other team is and how you're playing at the same time too.
So it's not like a 2-point conversion sheet. There's no mathematic formula to it. It's all feel.
That's right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll see when you feel comfortable to put them in. And this one is 33-0 at the half. Let's go to the highlights in the second half. Coach, they kick off to you guys just as you said.
Yeah, they kick off to us right here, and they ground kick it right there. And we worked on that this week, and Jordan ended up getting a pretty good return out of it. We come up here and DJ again just runs so hard right there, and kind of felt kind of funny right there. Was a little worried about him right there, but he ended up being okay. Here again, we run a sweep play right here with Kevin, and he makes a good run right here and scores.
Got a flag down there though.
They called it back, so we had to do it again. So we come up here and we run a bootleg here with Landon, and he comes barreling in right there, and they called him out. But again, you can see right there we felt like he scored, but then the next play we snuck it on in and got the score.
The video wasn't that good. That's why we didn't put it in there for the sneak. It wasn't. It's just not much exciting about a sneak, so we just showed that one.
Right here, Jake has another interception right there. And Jake Thrasher really plays solid for us right there. He's had a very good year, and he's a junior, and he'll be back next year. And here again, they fumble the ball, and we threw the ball behind line of scrimmage, and Landon scooped it up and scored with it right here. And then we're up 46-0, and then that's it. And then we put our young guys in here, and they came out right off the bat and hit a fade on us right there. And that wasn't what we wanted to happen, but it happened. But and here's the thing: our rule of thumb: once we put those young guys in there, they're going to stay in there.
Yeah.
We're just not going to pull them out and start playing other people, and they're going to have to get in there and play and do their part.
Well, the good thing is high school football, not college football. There's no need for style points.
No.
Get them out there and get them in the line of fire and get them some work, right?
No, sure not. And you see them here. Asheville's making some plays on us and everything, and they scored 16 points on us. But now here we come back here, and Jamiron, who actually starts for us on defensive end, but is our backup fullback right here. He makes a couple good runs, and here's Javion Thomas coming here on our double handoff right there, and he's going to be a really good back. And again, both of those kids are ninth graders, and here again is Javion. He comes down here and he's fighting hard, but he lays it on the ground, but we was able to get it back. Here, I think Jamiron breaks the trap and ends up scoring. And Jamiron's got a lot of speed.
Coach, you've got a couple of good young backs here that are kind of showing out for you.
We do, and Pat Harris, you got to put him in there too. He's one that we handed it off there on the double handoff too, and that's him, 26, making the tackle right there. And he's another good young back, and all three of them are ninth graders. And here you see Javion made a good tackle out here at outside linebacker. Here they throw another long pass right there, and they got
their starters are in.
Yes, yeah. They are, but that's okay. I mean, we got to get some experience. And here's Austin McQueen. He's our ninth grade quarterback, and he runs a good bootleg here at the end of the game right here. I think that was the last play of the game. Sure was.
So 54-22, and really, all intents and purposes, you have Asheville shut out for the most part with your varsity on their varsity. Right. So just an impressive night for you guys. And I know it's 2014. We don't want to talk about 15 or 16, but Coach, I can't help but mention some of the kids that we've seen in the later halves of these games that you guys have blown out. You got some good young players, because I know you got some good ones leaving after this season.
Oh, we got some really good seniors that we're going to really miss a lot, and we're very attached to. I told our kids, Friday too. I said, I'm fiercely loyal to y'all, and I am, and there's nothing I won't do for them. And we got some seniors that we're fixing to leave. And I want them to go out with the best feeling that they possibly can. And of course, that would be a state championship. Sure. And it's in 7 weeks they're going to play for the state championship, and we're going to be in the playoffs. And why can it not be us? That's what I told them. I mean, somebody's going to be the champion. Why can it not be us? So, I mean, I felt like that they really bought into that, and that's what we're going to be working toward. Our young guys coming up, our youth program at Wellborn has always been strong. I mean, we got good youth football, and Gary Woodard and David Haynes that run our youth programs, and David Wormy Haynes has been coaching youth football since I played. He actually taught my grandmother and let me play football to begin with.
Really?
Yes, he did. And but we got some good Coosa Valley teams coming up. Our junior high kids, we had a lot of linemen in there this year, and when we played a 7th, 8th, and 9th grade game Tuesday night, and they played well together. And so we feel like our future's bright, and it's going to be bright for a while.
So we'll see how this season turns out, because we're talking about the future. We've still got a good season here playing out, and we'll see how that ends. We'll talk about the next week, the final week of the regular season, when we come back. You're watching Panther Pride. Back inside Panther Pride, the Week 9 edition, as we head into the final week of the regular season for Wellborn. I don't know if you got your if you're out there, you got your high school football season schedules. Wellborn started the first week. Some teams took that first week off, so there's actually 11 weeks of the high school football season. You guys will enter your final week this Friday night against the Ohatchee Indians, a school that you're very familiar with, Coach.
Oh yeah, I coached out there for 6 years, and just got a lot of good memories out there, and had some really good players that just we've stayed in contact through the years with, and just thank a lot of people out there.
I know they had a great run whenever you were there. Then I know went to Mike Allison. Then a lot of coaches since then. They've got a new coach this season. What have you seen that he's been able to do with the team so far this year on field?
Well, this is his first year, and he's still trying to learn the kids and what they can do, and that first year's tough. It really is, and so he's in there trying to learn what the kids can do and what they're capable of doing, and trying to fit what the kids into what they're capable of doing to help them win. And I think Coach Martin and them are doing a good job out there. It's just it's just a process, like I've said before. Coach Stallings, I had him speak to our team one time in Hueytown, and he said, fellas, there's no microwave success. And in football, it takes time to build it, and then that's what's got to happen out there with them.
What kind of offense are your fans going to be seeing this Friday night whenever you play them? What kind of attack do they have on offense and defense to be looking for?
Well, they're going to be usually they're going to be an odd man front on defense, and then offensively right there, they're going to run out of a twins open look as far as a spread system right there, with a back as a sniffer and a quarterback in shotgun and a back. I think that's their base set right there, and which basically is a modern day version of the I offense. And I think that's going to be that's their base, and then they get in some different looks right there with some two tight end stuff, and try to ground it out with you and everything, which they've had some success with. So we're going to get several different looks, and we're expecting that out of them. Ohatchee's got a lot of pride. They've got a lot of pride, and they've had a good program, and to them. The creek bank is to us like the hill is, so they're going to be at home, they're going to be wearing them red jerseys, and they're going to be playing on the creek bank, and we're going to get their best game, and we know that.
Do you have any idea who yet you might face in the first round? Have you been able to see that? Do you have any idea yet?
We got a pretty good idea of it, but I really don't want to speak of that till we get a little bit closer. We still got this last game to play, and we've got to be focused on it and focus on ourselves and getting ourselves better this week. We need to get ourselves better this week, and we're going to face a tough Ohatchee team on the creek bank. And then after that, then we'll talk more about playoffs and all that, because we are open the last week, and we'll have 2 weeks to get ready for that first round opponent.
Got plenty of time to talk about it then. You got 2 weeks. Yeah. I'll be interested to see who switches that up, because I know some did the bye week in the first week, some did it maybe in the middle of the season or the end of the season. I would have been right there with what you did. It seems like to be the smartest shit, where you get a little bit of extra work right there before the playoffs. So.
Well, really what we did is we played a jamboree that first week. We didn't play a regular ball game. So we've only played, this Friday night will be our 9 regular season games, but we stayed open the last week of the season. And, we did that at Ohatchee in 2002, and it served us well. We actually, in 2002, went to the quarterfinals that year and got beat by a really good Lineville team that ended up playing Southern Choctaw for the state championship. But that same week, we had 2 weeks to get ready to play Woodland, and that was really when Coach Strain was getting his program really going at that time, and it really helped us a lot that week. We were able to heal up, spend a couple of weeks on Woodland right there, and give the kids a couple of days off during that week to heal up and refresh right there. And I really believe that's what helped us beat Woodland that first round game, because it was a nail biter at Ohatchee. We won that game within the last minute of the football game, and I can still remember that. That was a nice feeling that night, because we scored right there at the end of the game, and when we was coming off the field, there was people out in the parking lot crying and hugging all the players and everything, and it was a real great night.
Well, hopefully you guys can have another night like this week or this year, and this time it'd be on the hill in the parking lot. It's going to do it for the Week 9 edition of the Panther Pride program. We'll be back next week to wrap up the regular season for the final show of the 2014 high school football campaign. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.